Blow to Ravens defense means bad offense has to get better fast. The Ravens led the Lions 20-0 at halftime Sunday, 144-20, are on a 3-game winning streak and go to Pittsburgh next week for a game heavy with playoff implications. They had lots to celebrate and smile about afterward. On the surface, you wouldn't have thought they faced a mid-game crisis that threatened all that joy and optimism, immediate and long-term. They earned the happy face, and it's pretty much their job to put on a brave one. But losing cornerback Jimmy Smith for the rest of the season, and knowing the highly ranked defense and the lowly ranked offense have to compensate for him is daunting no matter what the final score said. That was a problem for another day, though. The less the Ravens, now 7-5, had to think about the Lions storming back to within 27-20 with 10 minutes left and about Matthew Stafford carving up that Smith-less defense for most of his 20 consecutive completions, the better. All of which led to words few thought would ever be uttered this season. "Our offense really showed that it can carry us in stretches when we need it," said safety Eric Weddle. That's what kind of win it was. 6 days after struggling to out-tool Tom Savage at home on Monday night, Joe Flacco and the unit that entered the day next to last in the NFL in offense regained its focus after the last Lions touchdown, gave the reeling defense some breathing room, then saw the depleted secondary produce 2 interceptions, and the defense knocked Stafford out of the game late with a bruised right hand. More than a few skeptics have pointed out that the Ravens' defense, which has 3 shutouts and led the league in takeaways and turnover margin, has beaten only losing teams and those with inferior quarterbacks. Stafford and the Lions were neither, and yet the Ravens were handling them 17-0 late in the second quarter in Baltimore. Until and Smith, the most indispensable member of their secondary, one that's been helped immensely by their front 7 this season, went down without contact, tearing his Achilles. He has played so well, he's played, I think, at an all-pro level this year, Coach John Harbaugh said, adding, when he was out, it did make a difference. They needed to undo that, in a hurry. Marlon Humphrey, their rookie corner, got smoked by Marvin Jones for a 46-yard completion on the drive that got the Lions to within 27-20. But he made up for that on the next Lions possession, with the lead 30-20. Stafford took the hit that knocked him out of the game, his pass sailed, and Humphrey picked it off. That was just about that. The Ravens on both sides of the ball squelched the threat. They had reason to not wallow in the gloom of seeing Smith getting helped off the field with no weight on his left leg, or of how many Achilles tendons have sacrificed themselves for this franchise. Terrell Suggs, Steve Smith and Benjamin Watson preceded him. "We'll still step up and we'll still play at a very high level, I'm very confident in that," Harbaugh said, which is what he's supposed to say and which, over the years, has proven true when the Ravens have been backed up against a wall. Now, what they did for the last 10 minutes against the Lions, they have to do all night in Pittsburgh. Smith isn't coming back. The rest of the defense and that offense have to.